Alright, here we go. Which way are you going? This is it. Okay, get me now. We still don't have use of the Master Sword. Yes, we do. I didn't see the prompt for that. Alright. Slow walk in. The Sanctum. There he is. All this time.
Link.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but my power isn't strong enough. I can't hold it.
I'm not sure what I was expecting when I first played this, what the final, design for what Calamity Ganon would look like, but it certainly wasn't this. But I think, knowing what we know now, as far as, at least at the time I'm recording this, I've already said this, this is right before Tears of the Kingdom comes out. What we know about Tears of the Kingdom, though, I think it makes sense that this is what the Calamity looks like. It's not his true form. Scourge of Hyrule Castle. I mean, it's a pretty sick design, though.
Now my moment has finally come. Brace yourself, Ganon, for the sting of my revenge.
Now we get the special cutscene where we get to see
This will be our final
all of
opportunity.
the
We will not fail.
divine beasts now using their great power against the Calamity.
Let's go, little guy. Now, open up wide, Ganon.
100 years in the making. Hold on, princess. Our moment has arrived.
I'm not sure how this works. Like, their energy beam is attacking the castle. But nothing is being damaged except Ganon. Calamity Ganon basically is just another Blight Ganon, honestly. That's what it seems like to me. Ooh. Take that. Come on. Ugh. Come on. Blocked it. Oh, no. I was too close. Oh. Okay, Mifa, thanks. Uh-oh. We got that one extra blow. Alright, I remember how to beat him here. Although that helps too. So does that. Oh crap, really? Great. Eat a lot of acorns real fast. Ugh. Got it. Come on down. Come on. Gotcha again. I think we finished him this time. Great. Ugh. Whoa. And dead. Almost. It's a good thing that malice isn't blood. Otherwise, we couldn't let kids play this game. This thing is oozing red liquid after being cut up. It's not blood though, it's malice. That's different. I do wonder what, like, why was there a, I don't know. Like, I want to know why there was a big blight-like Ganon in the castle.
Ganon. Ganon was born out of a dark past. He is a pure embodiment of the ancient evil that is reborn time and time again. He has given up on reincarnation and assumed his pure, enraged form.
This was apparently a mistranslation.
Destruction will be unlike anything ever seen before.
But in this case, it is a monster of pure malice.
I entrust you with the bow of light, a powerful weapon in the face of evil. Link, you may not yet be at a point where you have fully recovered your power. or all of your memories. But courage need not be remembered, for it is never forgotten.
This is a pretty cool battle, though. Hold on. Run!
That energy is called malice. None of your attacks will get through as... I will hold the malice back as much as I can, but my power is waning. Attack any glowing points that you see.
All right.
May you be victorious.
This is a pretty cool battle, though. I mean, it's a little underwhelming.
Aim for a glowing area.
It's a little bit underwhelming. But it's not not bad. It's just not a particularly tough battle. Got him.
Ganon's power is weakening.
I do think it's interesting, though, that this... I mean, this is like probably the biggest version of Ganon we've ever seen.
Shoot a glowing area.
Alright, coming. Get off the tree, horse! Come on, go! There we go.
It's working.
And this music is really cool, too. And now it's got to turn around to find me. Come on, horsey. Oh,
Hit the glowing area.
where is it? Oh, it's under him. Alright. Gotcha! Don't step on me. Now the sky turns red as Ganon's malice just begins to
Link, look up there.
completely take over.
That's the very core of Ganon's being. Do what you must, Link.
Come on.
Now, Link.
Bye-bye, Ganon! Again, from the cinematic aspect of the battle is cool. Gameplay-wise, fairly weak final boss battle. That Lionel in the Colosseum was far harder to beat than this monster. Now it's turned back into its phantom-like form. And it's done. That's pretty cool. That was your earliest mission. The whole game. The core mission, defeat Ganon. And we have completed it. Kinda. Spoilers!
Been keeping watch over you all this time. I've witnessed your struggles to return to us, as well as your trials in battle.
100 years.
No, I always believed that you would find a way to defeat Ganon. I never lost faith in you over these many years. Thank you, Link. The hero of Hyrule. May I ask, do you really remember me?
And roll credits. There it is. And that is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And playing through it again, you know, it's a fun game, and I don't mind running around Hyrule another time. I do think, though, that with a game like this where exploration is so is like such the focus, you know, it's just... It's kind of hard to recapture that magic feeling of being here for the first time. And that's something that worries me a little bit about Tears of the Kingdom, since they're reusing Hyrule for that game too. But hopefully there's enough changes there that it will feel new again, you know. But I still really like Hyrule. I just think it's a little bit empty. Not enough little towns and stuff to explore. And I think that replacing dungeons with just these mini shrine tasks just doesn't quite feel the same. I mean, in a lot of ways, Breath of the Wild is a modern take on the original Legend of Zelda, the very first Zelda game. So, it might make a lot of sense for the way they did that. And it's really interesting that we know that the sky and that floating islands are going to be a big focus of Tears of the Kingdom. And that, again, this is probably going to hit YouTube way after Tears of the Kingdom comes out. So ignore this if that is the case. But, Tears of the Kingdom focusing on, or at least including floating islands and stuff in the sky, that harkens back to Skyward Sword, obviously, which is the first game in the timeline. That is where the Master Sword was formed, where the curse of Ganondorf's eternal reincarnation began with the death of Demise. So, that's interesting. It's interesting that these games are being, that the entire story of this, you know, the Great Calamity is being told over 3 games, with Breath of the Wild, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which is technically not really a Legend of Zelda game, but it's a Nintendo game anyway. But, and then finally, we'll get the end of the story with Tears of the Kingdom. But, yeah, this is a great game. It really is. I don't mind the weapon system. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I don't mind it. It's mostly just sort of like that little bit where the Master Sword ran out of power and we had to find something else to use. I mean, that's about the biggest, complaint I have. Maybe there was not enough. Maybe we should have been allowed early on to carry more weapons, but I don't know. The game wants you to look over every nook and cranny, and I think people still, for years after the game's come out, people were still finding new things in the game, and it's. I know I would never have the patience to look over every single, turn over every rock, inspect every tree to make sure there's not a Korok thing there. I couldn't do it. But one of the things that I thought was just a little bit, I've said it before, I wish there was more variety of enemies. Luckily, Tears of the Kingdom seems to be fixing that. There will be new enemies. There will be more enemies. I want to see more than just the Bokoblins, or however you say those names, the Moblins and the Lizardfolks. Those are pretty much your main ones. Hopefully, we'll see more variety in bosses too. Because like I said, it makes sense, I think, storytelling-wise, that the 4 big bosses are, versions of Ganon, the Blight Ganons. And then Calamity Ganon is basically just a giant Blight Ganon. That just, controls all the strongholds. There is Koga. Koga is Master Koga is a boss. And then there's another boss, one of the, one of the shrine keepers is monks is a boss in the DLC, but we're not going to do the DLC. But I want to see more boss variety. I hope that the dragons are more involved, other than that just they're there for the lore. I'm really curious to see if my theory is correct. I really would like to know if the reason that this game was clearly not the end of the story. Ganon is not dead. He's not gone. So I want to know if my theory about them in the Great Calamity from 10,000 years prior to this game was actually my theory is that they tried to seal Ganon away to try to leave his body in a state of just between life and death, where where he can be basically buried underground like he's dead, but his body is technically not deceased, so he can't reincarnate. See what I'm saying? Because it seems like a very similar, because I've been playing Final Fantasy X for a little bit, and it seemed like a very similar situation, and debate brought up there with the enemy Sin. When you kill Sin, it eventually just comes back. You have an area of peace, a time of peace there. And then, so the question was asked by Titus, if it's just going to come back, is it worth all the trouble to seal it away? And so my guess here is that they try to circumvent the reincarnation. They can't kill him, he'll just come back. But what if we lock him in a state where basically they tried to seal him away like they did before? But but my thought is that Ganon has reincarnated so many times at this particular point in the official timeline that it's now official legend. So they know that this evil is going to just keep coming back over and over again. And since I think the credits are about to run out, I'm going to try to wrap this up. But anyway, they know that he's going to come back at some point. So my thought is they tried to find a way to prevent that. They can't kill him. They can't kill him. They can't just leave him to, in another dimension. So let's render his body completely useless and lock his soul, leave his soul away so that he's not dead, but he's not alive. That's my thought, and why he looks in such a bad shape in all the teasers for Tears of the Kingdom. Anyway, getting closer to the end of the credits. I hope you guys enjoy watching me play. And which we should get the secret ending, or the real ending as it is. So, because we found all the memories. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy watching me. Yeah. Or is this not it? Oh wait, I remember this now. Maybe the secret ending will show after this. Although it is interesting, and it looks like they've all passed on. Like they've all, you know, their souls have been freed, so they can now rest in peace. So let's see. This is the end. I guess we didn't get the real ending. I don't know why. Oh, here it is, I think. Yeah, this is it.
We'll make our way to Zora's domain. Divine Beast Varuta. Looks like it's stopped working. Let's investigate the situation. Miva's father.
That's interesting.
I believe he would like to hear more about her. The least we can do is visit him and offer him some closure. Although Ganon is gone for now, there is still so much more for us to do, and so many painful memories that we must bear. I believe in my heart that if all of us work together, we can restore Hyrule to its former glory. Perhaps even beyond, but it all must start with us. Let's be off.
I wonder if that's actually going to tie into the beginning of Tears of the Kingdom. Like the Divine Beast has stopped working.
I can no longer hear the voice inside the sword. I suppose it would make sense if my power had dwindled over the past 100 years. I'm surprised to admit it, but I can accept that.
I mean, 100 years, I'd be tired too. They always tease, I think sometimes they like to tease a romance between Link and Zelda, but I don't think they're going to ever actually go all the way with it. And then you get the Silent Princess flower shot. And that's it. The true ending. And it should take us back to the title screen now. But, anyway, I think that's interesting that, I think it's interesting that they ended, that's what they did with the game and how they ended it with the true ending. Is the first thing we're told is that the Divine Beast has stopped working. So, and then they follow up with saying, like, we should go and talk to the king, the Zora King. So, and that she couldn't hear the sword anymore. Although I think that could have been a misdirect to suggest that maybe, you know, the sword's not needed anymore. You know? We don't need this anymore. We defeated the evil for good. Although, I don't know, I guess they didn't want to really, you know, completely drop that announcement out of nowhere or give people too much to expect. Like, hey, there's going to be another Zelda game coming for sure. Here's some piece of the story. But, anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing how the story actually ends. Because I think that as a standalone game, other than the fact that the final Ganon boss is just, it's much more about the visual presentation of it, of like Link on horseback with the light arrows fighting this massive giant beast Ganon form, and I think that was what they were going for. Maybe they knew, like, hey, this is not the actual end of the story. This is not the final Ganon battle, because there's going to be a whole nother game. So maybe they weren't too worried about that, because we're obviously going to have to take down Ganon. I wonder, though, if we're going to see another version of Dark Beast Ganon in Tears of the Kingdom, because that was, again, think about this. And I'm kind of ranting here. I know the game's over, but think about it this way. A lot of the games that Ganon appears in, there is a Phantom Ganon or a Puppet Ganon form. Phantom Ganon is the boss of the Forest Temple in Ocarina of Time. There's a Phantom Ganon mini-boss at the Forsaken Fortress in Wind Waker, and there's also a Puppet Ganon version. Ganon doesn't take a beast form in that game, but he has a puppet version of himself that takes different animal forms. Twilight Princess, Ganon possesses Zelda, so that's sort of a puppet there. A meat puppet. And he does take the form of Dark Beast Ganon. Then you have a horseback battle with him in Twilight Princess, before you finally have just a one-on-one sword battle, which is, again, really cool. The battle there isn't that tough either, but the whole idea of just a one-on-one sword battle with Ganondorf at the end is really cool. And that's the same thing they did with Demise in Skyward Sword too. So a lot of cinematic elements to these final battles, I think. But this, to be fair, again, when people say that the final battle here was a little bit of a letdown, I agree. It's not that challenging, but I still think it's a good. I still think it's a good ending to the story, or this part of the story, for Link on horseback with the arrows, and then at the very end, Beast Ganon shoots one big laser at you. You ride the gust of the flames up. Light arrow straight to the big malice eye. It's good. But anyway, I've talked enough, and I'm sure you guys are sick of looking at these loading screen. It's like a screensaver. Like a screensaver. Those old Windows screensavers. I remember that one, yeah. Remember the one from where you would go through the maze? It was a screensaver, and you would just go through a little maze. I miss those things. Oh, anyway. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. And next up, we will play a game I haven't played, and that will be Hyrule Warriors. And hopefully by the time... and then I'll probably play through Tears of the Kingdom on my own first. But hopefully by the time I get through with an Age of Calamity playthrough, that can kind of feel newish to me too. But I don't know. We got more Zelda coming. And plus there are some other Zelda games, some older games like Ocarina of Time that I really want to play. So I don't know which ones those will be. I don't have this completely planned out all the way yet. But that's okay. And see, the Switch is telling me to shut up because it keeps going dark. Anyway, appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe. Check out my other stuff if you would. And we'll be back with more Zelda another day. Till then, bye-bye.